Huh. Well,
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district.
this is like, this reminds me, this makes me think of like Xenoblade Chronicles if Alchemoth was in space.
This area was simply luckier.
This literally just feels like if Xenoblade Chronicles Alchemoth was in space instead. It's what it kind of feels like in a way.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by our esteemed Lord Almydria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully, regardless to say get out, but I'm still going to explain the backstory here. So the Xenoblade references, I don't think it's meant to be a reference. It could have drawn inspiration by chance, but I don't think that exactly counts as a reference per se. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegus, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almydria quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, and gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almydria is a woman of talent. No one in all of Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegus shall be upon us at last. But yeah, it could well have been inspiration.
Her willingness to
Or it could just be
stoop to
chance,
any
I don't
level
know.
Came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right.
It is an interesting place, though.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad.
Hey, look, it's the same old man we talked to the first time. Isn't that crazy? It's cool to see you again. Oh, yes, I get around. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm pretty darn fast. I'm fast. I'm so fast. How loathsome. Well, I was just reading about Volran. Can I help you? I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Walgil Hildress myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely would still be. Appreciate it, Felix. In my eyes, Lord Uwagil is a true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Volran runs Gartharos, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Donans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this House Ignisari of his anyway? I've never heard of it until he came along, which means I must be among the lowest dregs of society. Such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense. Not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late that is happening to our people. Oh no.
It seems like the people on Lenegus don't
I can't
really know
move
much
because it
about
wants to wrap up my
Volran
quest, I
either.
guess.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
Something
On the
suspicious.
contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
Much like some people in our real world.
Families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsef and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renin doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
I was gonna say something and then I completely forgot something that had to do with that that subject. But yeah, really, something I find very fascinating about this plot in general is just how it shows that, you know, nothing's black and white, essentially. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Where are these voices coming from? I don't hear them at all. I only see the text at the bottom left there. I was just gonna say, like, with the lords doing what they did and looking out for their own, it is also just, at the end of the day, still human tribal nature. Look out for your own tribe and whatever to the other tribes, you know? That's the way humans be a lot of the time. I guess things are happening
There's
here.
something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
I mean, we've done a whole lot of standing around and chatting throughout this whole area. But I guess we'll finally,
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
What a bish! Oh!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Well then. Well, that was certainly a lot of things there, wasn't it? Where does this go? It's the only way forward, unless there's an item over there. Ooh, there is an item over here. It's a good thing I checked really quickly. Yoink. Ah. Never mind. Trying to be full up on orange shells. If only I could hold like 99 of things, but I don't have that thingamabob. Okay, well, we're in another area. Civilian park zone. Doesn't look like much of a park. There's like more trees, I guess, but... I guess we'll rest there. Wait, do I even need to? No, we're not completely full because we healed that one person, I guess. Field action. So, I mean, what's this? This is yoink. Tofu. Okay. I don't like tofu, but that's neither here nor there. It's not a food for me. There's a streamer that goes by tofu that I like, but not the food. Not the food, though.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah,
This is more like a park.
it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
But still hard ground instead of like
Think?
grass.
Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Never trust a guy with glasses.
Alvin,
He's watching.
Yeah?
I never
He's
appreciated
watching.
until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going.
Yeah,
more
the
times
people
than I can
fade in
count.
and out as you get
Maybe,
closer.
but
Some of
I
the
still
finer
wanted to
details.
say-
Okay, maybe they're fading in and out. We've seen some instances
see a
earlier in
mannequin
this game where
supply
stuff
officer
suddenly
over there.
pops in.
If they know you're with me, they'll likely
Like-
offer their assistance.
Stuff with the trees is a little bit weird. Huh, what do I know? What do I know? It's still a very impressive looking game, all things considered. Fast travel point. You guys never expect to be graced by Lord Dorley and his companions. If there's anything I can do for you, please, by all means. Yes, because our meal's about to run out. Do we have anything that, was a thing that I needed to, do for, a thing? Hold on. Hold on a hot second here. Atonement Edge. Wait. Wait, what was that thing about the wedge? Atonement Edge. Hold on. That. Oh, I can't. Okay. Run on the PC isn't great compared to the PS4 and other consoles? That's weird. Like, I guess it's meant to be, like, later on stuff depending on what your PC is, but it should be able to detect my freaking incredible graphics card and, you know, do that. So you say the rendering isn't as good, but from what you've seen, you say that the graphics generally are better than on stuff like that? I just hope so after I freaking picked up this graphics card and made my computer suddenly worth more than my car, but let's see here. Has to can't forge Atonement Edge right now. Defeated all lights that emerge from the wedge. That's what it is. So like all the bosses around the world, not stuff like in the wedge. Hold on. Mystic Crest, huh? Hold on. Hold on. Accessory, craft accessory. Where would be a Mystic Crest, huh? Do I not have it right now? Mystic Crest, huh? Guess not. So notice it a bit on the PS4, but didn't notice it completely. Hold on, let's see here. Let's see. So quest cleared her place. I covered the ultimate ingredient. Quest cleared. Because I swear that there were some other ones for meals, and I don't know if they're meals that I have the recipes for yet. Archetypes acquired 8. Grilled rapig. Grilled rapig is one of them. So I guess this is after collecting all the owls for the stuff there. Go beat the water now, and you believe in the Crystal Cavern, while the wind and earth are post-game. Huh. I'll keep it in mind. Maybe something we do next time. Yeah, so the fire one was part of the story, it seems like. So grilled rapig, if I have it around. Really? I could have sworn there was more than that. And ice cream. I don't think I have either of those. I can have a look-see, but like... Grilled rapig or ice cream, huh? Yeah, I don't think I have anything right now. So I can always just tack up large. Oh, we picked up a tofu for that earlier. Fence up. I assume T is like tiny. I don't know. CP after battle, small. We have plenty of stuff for that. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. I guess. Sure, increase cooking by 30% once remaining. I still don't know what that means.
This
Quite
flavor.
frankly.
Why, it rivals the cooking of my own chefs in the palace.
I wish I could cook better. Is it now? Is we're on the same level, or it could literally be at the end of the final dungeon and battle? Then
Hey,
maybe.
you're pretty good at cooking.
I might
Tofu.
wrap up the stream pretty
That's for
soon,
sure.
though.
And rather surprising. I never thought a Renin Lord would know how to fix anything on their own.
You flatter me. This dish is nothing
I
special.
could always maybe fight
I
that
don't know.
boss.
I'd say this was pretty good.
Yeah. If we ever get back to Calaglia, I'd love the chance to share this with everybody.
All I did was simply cut some ingredients and let them simmer inside the pot. Most anyone could prepare this recipe.
That's simple, huh? Just throw them in and simmer?
You might be misleading him a bit, making it sound so easy.
I'm certainly not exaggerating it.
If all it takes is putting ingredients in water, I can handle that. I'll have to try it soon.
Huh?
Not quite like that.
I think it might be better if you didn't, Alphen.
Why not?
And if he did, you'd be obligated to eat it.
Don't worry, I'll heal you afterwards.
I don't know whether to feel more sorry for Alphen when nobody believes in him, or myself knowing what's in store for me once I eat his concoction.
Well then. Okay, honored to serve you. Yada yada. So there's a dungeon literally right here. Oh, so like this is a dungeon. Oh, oh. So I guess that's the freaky dungeon coming up here. So maybe it would just be better to not start this stream, because we'll probably be you know, doing that for a while after we start it then, right? I suppose I can do the thing and then wrap up the stream. I suppose. Wait, where was the... Wait. Oh. So, what level was the thing? I'll attempt it. We can do this and then we can like wrap up the stream
We've
in a
reached our
stream.
destination.
This is what we can do. Because it is getting really late, you know?
I never thought about this until now, Alphen. But doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time?
Thank
You
goodness for
feel
fast
heat and
travel,
cold
by
again,
the way.
Don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of your armor most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Rinwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
It's just a normal human thing, Redwell. But yeah, sleep pretty soon would probably be pretty important. I'm gonna save here really quickly, don't mind me. So, we're level 43, 42, 43 and stuff. What level are you, huh?
You can tell it's tough just looking at it.
What level are you, huh? 56, no. No, this is no. No.
So this?
No. No. I really don't think we actually can. Yeah, yeah, I really don't think so. Maybe you got the level mixed up by chance, Kuzo, with something else saying that I could maybe do it right now. Because I'm
It's raining blobs of slime. Gross.
yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. That means around level 40 though. There's flying insects around level 40. All the blobs are level 50 something. Is the thing. So you know, I'll just do this now before I die, but like, yeah, the insects are like 43 or something like that. The slimes around this area are like level 55. So, yeah, no, there's a little bit of a difference in the enemy level around here. I'm just curious how much this will do anyway. I could change it to very easy difficulty. You're tripping then. Might be getting confused with the lower level insects. Yeah, this is, this ain't happening. This ain't happening, I don't think. Boop. I could try doing big smackaroos, but like, yeah, so we'll do it later, I guess. We'll definitely do it later. So, I mean, could like maybe, but doubtful. Very quite doubtful. Without spending a bazillion items everywhere. Well, Doalim's gonna go down in a hot second. Just don't get hit. Just fight and don't get hit. Well. Well. Hey, I'm up again. Just don't get hit. Look at this. I can do it. Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit, forehead. Just don't get... Whoops, I was locked into the attack. Smushed. Yeah, return to title screen. Well, we got some good progress in today. We made it all the way to freaking Lenegus here. So I assume we're getting into like the final stages of the game. I assume so. I hope so, at least. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm gonna go pass out here shortly, I think, because it's getting late. So thank you all who stopped by and hung out for another session of shenanigans. And I'm out of here. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Guzma, that you're excited for the next Tales of Arise stream, whatever it is. We'll see when it is. We shall certainly see, but until then, see ya.